This is a true story. I apologized to my ex-girlfriend, right? Okay, this is how I apologize. I met this stripper down in Tampa, and just stay with the story, right? I was living in Tampa, Florida, and I used to work with this stripper. We used to work at this place. We worked at late hours, right? Worked late hours, so she couldn't make it. She was studying to be a therapist, and she couldn't make it to class. I said, listen, hey, I got an idea. I said, if I go to class for you, me and my friends, can you let us in the strip club every Friday? She goes, sure, no problem. Just record the class, give me the notes. I said, no problem. So I went there just to take the notes, and she was studying to be a therapist, and they asked this question: if something were to happen to you, who can say something negative about you on this earth? And I said, nobody. I'm good. I wrote all my wrongs. I said, there's only one person that can say something negative, and that's my ex-girlfriend. And then this therapist told me, she goes, you should apologize. I said, nah, I don't think I'm going to do that. She goes, I think you should. And I was like, why? She's like, do you hate her? I was like, I think I do. She goes, I don't think you hate her. She goes, I think you're just big on friendships, and you're just mad that you lost a friendship, but it just happens to be inside your ex-girlfriend. I was about to cry in there if it wasn't dudes in there. I was sitting there, ah! Ah! Freak, she looked into my spirit. So I hit her up, and I apologized, right? And this is what she said. She goes, Jared, you're the first man that ever broke my heart in my life, but the first man that ever apologized to me. She said, you very, very toxic, right? And I didn't think I was toxic. I didn't do bad stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I would do things like put spiders in her locker and stuff like that, because she was scared of spiders. But it was fun, you know? I laughed, you know? It's funny. It was funny. It was just, I played a lot. That's what makes sense, right? But let me explain why I turned on her. First woman that ever cheated on me in my life, right? Cheated on me, but the first woman that ever, catered to a fragile soul, man. I was playing football, and I got in trouble, and they kicked me off the football team and put me on JV, and I was, sad about it. And what she did was she set up my locker and put, all these things, you deserve it, you deserve it. She wrote my name on her jersey, everything else. Very sweet person, right? And I realized I forgave her for cheating on me, but I was just more embarrassed because I didn't like being embarrassed, you know? I had to deal with shame, and that was something I wasn't good with. So things go on, we lose contact, and I hit her up. I was like, look, I apologize. The man I was is not the man I am today. And I asked, can you accept my apology? She says, yes, I forgive you. And then she goes, I missed you so much because you were so funny, and I went through some dark times in my life, and I needed you to make it brighter. I said, well, tell me the dark times, right? And she goes, after I dated you, 2 years later, I dated a man who killed himself in front of me. It's her story, not mine. It's what she told me. She said, after that, I didn't think love can happen again. I met a man, and we fell in love. We got married. And as we got married, I got pregnant. I had a daughter. And before, when she was 9 months pregnant, he didn't think the daughter was his. He took the sonogram and shoved it in her throat. That's what she did, right? She broke up with him, and she goes, I don't know if I could find a man again. She meets this guy in the military, and he wipes her up. They get married, and she develops breast cancer, right? She has breast cancer. She fights it off. She has the last email to celebrate fighting off breast cancer, and he starts getting text messages from his cousin. So she opened up the text messages, titties fall out, right? So it wasn't his cousin. He was cheating on her. And when she approached him, he broke her cheekbone. That's what he did. And we're listening. I'm crying. We're both on the phone crying because that's my friend. You know, I never knew my friend was like that. And she goes, if I would have had you, I know you would have made me laugh and brought me through some dark times. And I said, listen, man, after listening to your life story, I was calling to apologize again for my toxic ways, but after listening to your story, I was the best man you ever dated. You know what I'm saying? Simply the best. Better than all the rest. Simply the best.